Hare Krishna. Today I'll be speaking about the importance of women. Women are meant to form the pillars of a stable, happy, and healthy society. In the Vedic culture, the concept of womanhood is intimately connected with that of respect, honor, chastity, home, and family, which is the nucleus and foundation for a stable society. A loving and caring husband planned progeny to create wanted, healthy, and happy children. In her youth, a young girl is protected by responsible parents, in her adult life, by the husband, and in her old age, by elderly children. There are many civilizations in the world where respect for women and their role in society are prominent, and others where regard for them and their status should be improved. Yet, the level of civility among with moral and spiritual standards in a society can often be perceived by the respect and regard it gives for its women. The Vedic tradition has held a high regard for the qualities of women and has retained the greatest respect within its tradition, as seen in the honor it gives for the goddess, who is portrayed as the feminine embodiment of important qualities and powers. These forms include those of Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune and queen of Lord Vishnu, Saraswati, the goddess of learning, Subhadra, Krishna's sister and auspiciousness personified. Throughout the many years of Vedic culture, women have always been given the highest level of respect and freedom, but also protection and safety. There is a Vedic saying, where women are worshipped, there the gods dwell. Or, where the women are happy, there will be prosperity. In fact, the direct quotes from the Manu Samhita explains as follows. Women must be honored and adorned by their fathers, brothers, husbands, and brothers-in-law, who desire their own welfare. Where women are honored, there the gods are pleased. But where they are not honored, no sacred rite yields rewards. Where the female relations live in grief, the family soon wholly perishes. But that family where they are not unhappy, ever prospers. The houses on which female relations, not being duly honored, pronounce a curse, perish completely, as if destroyed by magic. Hence, men who seek their own welfare should always honor women on holidays and festivals with gifts of ornaments, clothes, and dainty food. In a similar way, that would foretell the future if women are no longer honored. Grandfather Bhishma explained, O ruler of the earth Yudhishthir, the lineage in which daughters and the daughter-in-laws are saddened by ill treatment, that lineage is destroyed. When out of their grief these women curse these households, such households lose their charm, prosperity and happiness, as said in the Mahabharata. In the matter of dharma, in the days of Vedic culture, women stood as a decisive force in spirituality and the foundation of moral development. There are a dozen names of women revealers of the Vedic wisdom, such as Vishwavra, Shashwati, Gargi, Maitreyi, Apala, Ghosh, and Aditi, who instructed Indra, one of the Devs, in the higher knowledge of Brahman. Every one of them lived the ideal life of spirituality, being untouched by the things of the world. They are called in Sanskrit Brahmavadinis, the speakers and revealers of Brahman. Throughout the history of India and the traditions of Vedic society, women were also examples for maintaining the basic principles in Sanatan Dharma. This honor toward women should be maintained today by the preservation of genuine Vedic culture, either in the country or in the institutions, which has always been a part of India. Unfortunately, these standards have declined primarily due to the outside influence that have crept in because of foreign invaders, either militarily or culturally. These foreign invaders who dominated India mostly looked at women as objects of sexual enjoyment and exploitation, and as the spoils of war to be taken like a prize. The oppression of women increased in India because of the Mughal rule. As such, foreigners gained influence and converts. Decay of the spiritual standards also crept into Indian and Vedic culture. The educational criteria of Vedic culture also changed, and the teaching of the divinity of motherhood was almost lost. The teaching changed from emphasis on the development of individual self reliance to dependence on and service to others. Thus, competition replaced the pursuit for truth, and selfishness and possessiveness replaced the spirit of renunciation and detachment. And gradually, women were viewed as less divine and more as objects of gratification or property to be possessed and controlled or even exploited. This is the result of a Rakshasi Chor demonic cultural influence, which still continues to grow as materialism expands in society. Money and sensual gratification have become major goals in life, though they alone cannot give us peace or contentment. Instead, they cause us to develop more desires in the hopes of finding fulfillment, while leaving us feeling hollow and ever more restless without knowing why. In real Vedic culture, it is taught that every man should view and respect every woman except his own wife as his mother, and every girl with the same concern and care as his daughter. It is only because of the lack of such training and the social distancing from the high morals as this that the teaching is being forgotten, and the respect that society should have for women has been reduced. In this way, the change in attitude towards women in India and across the globe was due to a loss of culture and of the true Vedic standards, and a lack of understanding true Vedic spiritual knowledge. Thus, it should be easy to see the need for organizations that will keep and teach the proper views, which were once a basic part of the genuine Vedic traditions. When the position of women declines, then that society loses its equilibrium and harmony. In the spiritual domain, men and women have an equal position. Men and women are equal as sons and daughters of the same Supreme Father. However, you cannot bring the spiritual domain to this earth or enter the spiritual strata if your consciousness is focused on the differences of the sexes, and thus treat women poorly. One is not superior to the other, spiritually speaking, but each has particular ways or talents to contribute to society and to the service of God. So men should not try to control women by force, but neither should women forcefully try to seize the role of men or try to adopt the masculine nature of men. Otherwise, imbalance results in the society, just as a car will not move properly when the tires on one side are too low or out of balance. Of course, there are exceptions in which some men are naturally good at feminine roles and some women are talented in masculine operations. But the point is that women and men must cooperatively work like the twin wings of a bird together, which will raise the whole society. If there is a lack of respect and cooperation, how can the society be progressive? After all, how can there be a spirit of cooperation and appreciation between men and women when instead there is a mode of competition or of disrespect for one towards the other? It is this mood in materialistic society that is increasing in both family and corporate life, which contributes to social imbalance and not to smooth and peaceful society. Thank you. Hare Krishna.